I would just die on the spot. Tonight the bartender addressed me as miss. I responded, actually, it's doctor. We had rapport, I wasn't just being a nut. He responded to me, oh, you can call me doctor if you want to. Turns out he has a PhD in theoretical astrophysics, so I'm never using that line again. I'm still very confused by all this. Is he the king that rules the seas and is in charge of the sharks? Wait, what? Just a joke. There was a comic posted about a guy that fed himself to sharks and that spun off like 100 comics, creating a whole universe around him. Alternate version where the king is happy, please. I was using the Matty avatar in VR chat and someone said, oh, I recognize her. She's the cowgirl from Matsu Sensei. And I was like, yeah, I like that character a lot. At store, wandering aisles, employee approaches. Him, can I help you? Me, I'm looking for light bulbs. Him, they're in this aisle. Hey, you look like Tony Hawk. Me, I've heard that. Him, that's crazy. Get light bulbs. Him, wait, are you Tony Hawk? Me, yes. Him, that's crazier. In waiting room of my wife's neurologist, because migraines. Nurse, you look familiar. Me, that's cool. Nurse, your voice is familiar too. Is it bad if I ask you to lower your mask? Me, I guess not, since you're the nurse. Nurse, you're Tony Hawk. I got into skating from playing Tony Hawk Pro Skater. Other nurse, it's true, and she still skates. I blame you for when she got hurt and I was short-staffed for a week. Me, my sincere apologies. Don't do a kickflip. Knowing who the villain is. Shaggy and the gang. Balloon mask. When someone calls me cute on Twitter and I don't take selfies, you don't even know who I am. That's not a wasp, it's a mud dauber, and they're basically harmless. Sorry, I didn't realize I was giving an entomology lesson. I'm an ACE Associate Certified Entomologist and a mud dauber is a wasp. I was a Queen's Counsel, I'm now a King's Counsel, who specialized in tax. Kevin. Clearly you don't work in the accountancy world, where this tax causes more angst amongst those that have worked hard, saved and want their future generations to be given a helping. Kid at skate park. Are you Tony Hawk? Yes. Will you still be here? I'm not sure what that means, but I really hope so. If I go get my phone from over there, will you still be here to take a picture with me? I will still be here, and I hope to stick around as long as possible. Someone on TikTok accused me of stealing a stand-up joke, and when I asked them from who, they sent me a clip of someone doing the joke, and that someone was me. Anecdote. Once went to pitch a comedy drama to a certain commissioner. He expressed doubt that I had the right tone for the channel. BBC4 suggested I watch something called A Child's Christmas is in Wales. I wrote that, I said, politely. Pretty sure most people just want to be able to be vaccinated so that we can indeed live with the virus. Your tweet was posted to The Guardian. Australia News Live. Sydney braces for more Cupid cases amid new mask rules. I work for The Guardian. Spencer. It's Staff Let's Flats Season 3 coming later this year. All the flats, all the jokes, all the time. Yalla, let's go. Hey Ash, no info just yet for Staff Let's Flats. However, we can let you know via for remind me. Thanks so much. Except I'm the exec producer. It isn't. Read a book about feminism for duck's sake. I've written 8 of them. Older woman at restaurant. I'm old, but she was older. I know you. You're a skateboarder. Me, I am. I saw you in an Uber Eats commercial. It was cool. Me, thanks. I love that you're not 15 anymore, but still doing it. Me, I haven't grown out of it yet. Please don't. Waiting in line at passport control. Europe travel is chaos right now for your information. Guy next lane. Hey, I live right by you in Maryland. Me, I live in San Diego. Him, oh, I thought you were that motocross guy Travis Pastrana. Me, I'm a skateboarder. My name is Tony. Him, I was close. Here's a statement from the leader of the opposition about that very position. Editorial. When working out what's right and wrong on the issue of refugees, we need to consider the feelings of pro-Trump voters in key marginal seats. You know the chaser is Satire, right? Oh really? Sorry, didn't realize. At the cafe, where I'm writing, the people next to me were disagreeing about the origins of men in bulk, and I said, if you'd like, I could clear that up for you, and one responded, I'm sorry, we do not need an old right male's mansplaination. So I apologized, and that was that. Really makes you think. Is Among Us coming to Xbox? Yep. No, it's not. Did you just tell Among Us their own game isn't coming to Xbox? Getting a cappuccino today, and barista says, did anyone ever tell you that you look just like Tom Morello? I say, all the time. He says, I'll bet. I order my coffee. He says, what's the name? I say, Tom. He says, your name is Tom too? That's crazy. I'm like, it sure is. Someone just told me, on my own Instagram page, to give credit to the maker of the videos. My videos. Give credit to me. Me as the video maker man. Watch Table 53 on YouTube. He made great reviews on both of those games, and is way too underrated for the amount of effort he puts into his videos. Table 53 Hub. He sounds like a really cool dude. I reckon more people should go and check him out. Wait. You are Table 53. I need to check people's usernames more. Lady in public lane. You're very good at swimming, you know. Me. Thanks. Lady. No, seriously. You should try and do a trial with the county club. Me. Well, I actually went to a couple of Olympics. Lady. Me too. Which sports did you manage to get tickets for? At least credit this guy Parliansky. I'm Mr. Parliansky. This is my own channel. I'm creator Parliansky. Eating bees is not cool though. I think you don't understand the conception of this sub. I'm the one who founded the sub. You're an registered nurse and you think that this is what seizures look like. Get the duck out to here. Seizures have varying levels of severity. I know this from personal experience, as I have friends that suffer from epilepsy and other health conditions that cause seizures. So you might wanna do your research before calling someone out. Some research like my 4 years of medical school, 3 years of residency, and 20+ years of clinical practice. That kind of research. Or the kind of research you do where you believe any old grifter who comes across your feed. Returning paintball equipment after our son's birthday bash. Girl collecting gear, looking down at list. Last name, me, Hawk. First name, me, Tony. Haha, cool name. Me, thanks. She looks up at me. I pause awkwardly. She looks back down. Next. At a Cupid testing site, wearing masks, handing over paperwork for me and 2 of my kids. Woman looking over papers. Okay. Anthony, Keegan, and Cadence. Hawk. Are you guys related to Tony Hawk? Me. Yes. Are you pulling my leg? Me. No. We are all directly related to him. Only bought one because of Renee Shumay. Who's that? I'm the PR or marketing specialist at Ascension. I work with you, haha. Where's the credit to Correlado? Who? While this is laudable, the paper seems to have started with its conclusion. This new paper is hugely important. It demonstrates empirically that when it comes to meeting human needs, what matters is not aggregate economic growth beyond moderate levels, but rather provisioning systems. Hi Ronald, that's quite an accusation. Can you back it up? Did you read the paper? I wrote it. I often think fondly of the stranger on the subway who saw me playing a game on my phone and told me to read a ducking book, not knowing at the time I was a full-time book reviewer. Like, I wonder what he's up to or who else he's bothering. This reminds me of when I asked Twitter for their favorite games on the phone for a long flight, and people told me that I should try these things called books. Reading. Ever heard of it? New York Times best-selling author Celestine G. Actually it's Bulk Chrysanthemum. I would know. I worked on the comics he first appeared in. The worker's name is Chrysanthemum, by the way. Excellent, but watch the documentary. Weird of you to reply to a tweet of mine professing an all-seeing eye on US politics and constitutional affairs off the back of watching one documentary. Maybe try doing a degree in it and working there for 4 months. Help my understanding is all. I'm a constitutional lawyer top. At coffee shop this morning. Girl behind counter, not joking. Has anyone told you that you look like Tony Hawk? Me, yes, so much that I sometimes write about it. Haha, here's your coffee. Other girl by exit leans toward me as I walk out. You really do look like him. Met this guy at the skate park today. Taught him some new tricks. Great guy. I think his name was Tony or something. I'm just curious what qualifies this person to be a spokesperson and why they are touring a scientific facility. She doesn't appear to be a scientist or particularly outdoorsy. Just really confused what message is supposed to be sent here. I'm an astrophysicist. Ha 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 ha. Kid on the street. Are you white? Me. Nope. Kid. Yeah you are. I'm the biggest Office fan. Can I get a pic? Me. What's my name? Kid. I don't know. Me. Walking off. Then you're not the biggest Office fan. At rental car agency. Can't find my name on the monitor to find my car. Go inside and wait in line. Finally get to the front. Agent sees me and says you really are Tony Hawk. Me. Yes. I was looking for my name outside on the list. I deleted it because I thought it was fake. Raise your saddle height. The saddle height worked just fine for the world record, so I might leave it. I hope you are okay with it. Today another transformer explosion at the German dam in Bolivar State caused another massive bulk out. Senator Marco Rubio. An important transformer exploded in Bolivar and that, in part, again collapsed the Venezuelan electric system. However, it was not in a dam, much less German. My name is German Dam. I'm one of the journalists who published the information. I do know, you do know, that the tunnel is actually a blind spot due to the sun, right? I train my abs in mainly two ways, clanks and compression. Let me know. Hear me out. He's married and has a baby on the way. That's his wife. I meet a woman in an art studio. She asks what I do. Writer, I say. What are you writing? A book on super rich people who claim to change the world. Well, are they? She asks. No, I say. That's the point of the book. Oh, she said. Later I learned she was Elon Musk's mom. I was main speaker at an event in Victoria, BC. I went through the front entrance and the girl at registration looked at me and said Janet's entrance is at the side. I said look behind you. When she turned there was a huge 5 times Asher size poster of my face hanging. Hey, this is just a Cruelty Squad ripoff. I literally made Cruelty Squad. One time a few years ago, I told this man I wrote about prosecutors, and he was so condescending. He told me his friend's wife covered prosecutors too, and I should try to get her to mentor me. And then my husband walked in, and it turns out I was the friend's wife. Hello Damien, I'm a reporter for The Guardian. Is this your video? Could we use it with full credit to you? Lol, I'm a reporter with The Guardian, so I guess you can use it. Once I told a man he looked like Jeff Goldblum, and he was like who's that? So I pulled up a pic, and he said oh my, what a compliment, he's very handsome. Then as he was walking away, my friend walked up to me, and was like I'm pretty sure the guy you were talking to is Jeff Goldblum. My PhD committee, those who published my work, the Columbia Anti-Semitism Center that awarded me an award on new perspectives in antisemitism. Who declared you an expert on antisemitism? International Atomic Energy Agency says heat load of spent fuel storage pool and volume of cooling water at Chernobyl nuclear power plant sufficient for effective heat removal without need for electrical supply. International Atomic Energy Agency update from March 3rd. I thought Chernobyl was under a concrete screed. Are you really sure you know what's going on there? Did you really just ask the International Atomic Energy Agency if they know better than you do about what's going on at Chernobyl? Are you someone that should? Please credit the artist. Unknown artist, my dear friend. The artist isn't unknown. The artist is me. At one point when Crowley was on stage, Ocasio-Cortez recalled that an older male member of Congress sat down next to her, gestured up at Crowley, and, apparently not aware of who he was talking to, said, "It's a real shame that that girl won." I turned and I said, "You know that's me, right?" She recalled, and obviously, his face turns pale. The worst of you. This is a direct ripoff. Bet $1. That lady never reads books. So scripted. Well, she's the narrator, so she at least read this one. Can any US lawyer following confirm this? 18 USC 1752 A1 and C1A make it a federal chime to enter or remain in the White House without the lawful authority to do so. Yes. Hello. I'm a US lawyer. A guy walked into the boardroom and said, "Hi sweetheart, if you could fix me up a coffee real quick, I'm meeting with the regional reports manager in like 5 minutes. Thanks darling." And I just stared at him and coldly said, "I'm the regional reports manager. We are now 20 minutes into this board meeting, and I don't think I've ever seen a man look so embarrassed and afraid in my whole life. Good. I won't use software that's made by a company that intentionally mistreats its employees, and I will actively advocate against companies I work for using it. Cheers." Oh my god. You will never get anywhere substantial with that attitude. Long work hours can be a real joy if you love what you do. If you don't like it, don't apply. I graduated college 2 years ago and make 6 figures. I quite literally wrote the book on the Rust programming language. I'm somewhere substantial. Approaching ticket counter, agent looks up and exclaims, "I know you. You're a famous person or sports guy, skateboarder, and your name is..." Glances at my ticket. Anthony Hawkins. Me. Close enough. My son would love a picture with you. Me. Is he here? No. Flight attendant checking overhead bins. Sees 4 skateboards. Him, jokingly, "Is Tony Hawk on this flight or something?" Looks down. Sees me. Him, "I guess he is." Woman seated in front of me rudely cut me off while boarding because she assumed I wasn't in first class. Then she watched me in parental guidance. Honestly, based on your text, I don't think you've written a single line of code, or created a single 3D object, nor UV map, nor animation, or opened a single game engine. NFTs aren't worth existing. But come on man. Don't talk about things you have zero knowledge of. That's funny, because I ship 24 games, am a noted consultant for game development, and the hundreds of credited game developers retweeting this with "Rami explains how it works" seem to disagree with you. But you can think whatever you want, my friend. If only I had known what making this GIF would have done to the one-shot community. Bro think he the creator of this or something, lol. He is. He literally is. Your article is filled with either lies or inaccuracies, but either way, it's pretty much bullshit. Great job. Lol. And read the article. This is a well-respected journalist who has covered Korea and this crisis for decades. Show some respect. It's an article about me. Dumb. The consensus of qualified doctors and biomedical scientists is that the best way to protect your family is to get vaccinated. I'd suggest you do more research. The vax is not the way to protect yourself, your family, or anyone else. Glenn, I have a PhD in immunology and have published actual research. What are you suggesting I do? Google? At a music festival, I had my shirt off in the sun listening to bands. Someone seen the tattoo on my back and asked if I trained. I told him I dabble. He then said I'm actually friends with John Wayne Parr. His girlfriend had to tell him I was John Wayne. He then came up to shake my hand and introduce himself. I have a real job. I write TV and comics, including Marvel's Dark Ages, which is the comic your profile picture is from. Get a real job. Superman is a refugee who chose to be a journalist to champion truth and justice. In his very first appearance, he broke down the doors of a governor's mansion to stop a prisoner's section. And his arch rival is a billionaire who wants to Afghans are beautiful, but bro, the vast majority don't have colored eyes. If you go to Afghanistan, maybe 2 to 3% of the people there will have the classic green eyes. I don't think you've been to Afghanistan. 85% have colored eyes there. I was born there. Can most certainly confirm that no, the majority have dark eyes. Netflix, so what qualifications do you have to make a documentary about Britney Spears? Director, I follow her on Instagram. Netflix, green light. I made 4 films about women and the systemic oppression that they face. For your information. They all had skill-based matchmaking. Make a fun Call of Duty, and you don't need skill-based matchmaking. Call of Duty 4, no skill-based matchmaking. Revolutionary game. Modern Warfare 2, no skill-based matchmaking. The fans loved it. Modern Warfare 3, no skill-based matchmaking. Fun as duck. Best of 2 matches, no skill-based matchmaking. Amazing game. If you make the game good in the first place, it doesn't need skill-based matchmaking. That's what ranked play is for. False. I wrote the best of 2 matches implementation. Honestly, climate change scares the heck out of me, and it makes me so sad to see what we are losing because of it. Maybe you should learn some actual science then, and stop listening to the criminals pushing the global warming scam. I dunno, man. I already went and got a PhD in astrophysics. Seems like more than that would be overkill at this point. Just saw 3 C-130s in a single file line on approach to land, and the second plane had to have. I'm sorry, did you say MC-130s are mostly flying in formation? In what world do you live in? The one where I flew them for a living. If you're thinking MC-130E/H, those were mostly single ship for specific reasons, and those are now retired.